I don't think I have it. Okay. No, because I can't because I'm not even viewing it that much.
Oh, okay, then never mind. Welcome to the podcast, guys. What's up?
We're so good every time.
Every time. It's just a great experience, you know, what we bring to the table. But anyways, welcome to the Reckless Nerd. If you guys haven't, if this is your first time listening to us, thank you. Thank you for checking us out. My name is Frank Martinez, and as always,
it does work.
It does. Cool. Then feel yes. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Either way, we're here at Platform 909, a Harry Potter themed cafe, and we're actually joined by Carlos. Carlos, what's your last name? I don't know your last name. Gomez? Gomez. Carlos Gomez. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for coming. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. Is the correct term barista, or is there something? Is that the
barista?
Yeah. Okay. So you coffee master.
I like that one
Yeah, I like
so much
coffee.
more.
Coffee master or master.
Yeah, weird. I don't know. I think that was
Master of
weird.
coffee. It would only be weird if, like, when he showed up to like places where he sees like the beans ground up, he gets angry and starts throwing coffee beans everywhere.
You would take it there.
I don't know if that is really any place to be taken.
Fair.
That would just, I think it'd be funny, like, if you like viewed like the same way people view like dog fights, but anytime you saw a ground up bean.
Kind
See, yeah, he just like gets really upset. Like when the dog lover, if they saw that, they would like lose their mind.
No, I get that. It's just like a weird thing to equate coffee beans to animals fighting.
Why are you bringing biological? Why are you trying to fix anything I said?
That's fair.
Why are you?
That's where I messed up.
That's fair.
But we are here at Platform 909. There's some awesome food in front of us. Because if you kind of like walk us through what we have here.
So right here we have our bacon and egg bagel which comes with egg, cheese, bacon, tomato, spinach, and cream cheese to layer it off. So one bite is like a really slap in the face. You know, Gordon Ramsay would be pleased to try this out.
I really want Gordon Ramsay to try it.
And then again, I don't think it was.
Have you seen his TikToks where people do that?
Yes.
They're insane. I love them.
Okay. Okay. So that's wait, no, my son got another bagel witch. So.
Yeah. So he got the honey cheese.
Yeah. You're good.
So that one is very much good.
Yeah, I've had two of your guys' bagel ones. I had the breakfast one, the one with the egg and ham and egg, I think it was. Or no, bacon and egg. I had a bacon and egg one, and it was delicious. It was probably one of the best breakfast sandwiches I've had in a while. And then I just had the avocado one. Yeah, that was super good, honestly. Like, really excited.
And then that's my favorite thing that I've had, which is
Unicorn crab cake.
unicorn crab cake. It's
People
good.
call it rainbow crab cake, but yeah,
It's pretty, and I like it.
it's a very nice dark colored rainbow.
So is it actually like crepes that are stacked and then you guys freeze them, or how does that work?
We actually get our pastries delivered from a baker.
Okay.
In LA. So we bring them here and we sell them.
Well, it looks pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Like the first time I was eating it, it was really cool to like cut into and see all the different layers. Like really awesome. And then I think the last time we had like a chocolate mousse cake. That thing was really cool, honestly.
Very rich, very chocolatey.
What's the thing in the middle?
Yeah, both of us did like
So
staring at
this
this one.
one right here is our blueberry lemon cheesecake toast. And that one has our blueberry spread with lemon jam. And we put the cream cheese to smother it on top of the French toast. And little it adds the flavor.
Yeah, no, it looks amazing. Honestly, that's the one thing. You guys have great coffee, but for me, it's the food here. Like you guys do a really good job of making it just like really elevated. It's compared to going to like just like a normal like breakfast place.
Yeah. So we try to do the best of both worlds as much as we can. But the aroma of the coffee and the smell of, food, you can't beat that every morning, every something most people look forward to.
Agreed.
Again.
It's also being protected by Dobby, which is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that.
Which, okay. We were just talking about it. I was saying his name wrong, but this is what happens is it makes Frank mad when I say stuff wrong. So I purposely start saying stuff wrong, but then I get it stuck in my head the wrong way and I can never correct it.
That's why 10 minutes before the show, she was like, "It's Dobie." I'm like, "Okay, go."
But I also enjoy annoying you.
I hope the train comes through here and just hits you.
Okay, so earlier when I was doing something, I said, I can't wait to annoy Frank in a new location. Here we are.
It's true.
It's true.
It's very true.
But we kind of, okay, so we're going to go into nerd news, but we couldn't not talk about all that stuff. Oh, and then I have a cold brew, but it's vanilla.
This is our vanilla mint cold cream cold brew.
Yes.
Minus the mint that's missing in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like there's mint in there, but tastes good.
It does taste good.
Is it everything you wanted? Coffee?
I needed something to wake me up.
That's right.
So this is what this is in my life for. But are you guys ready for nerd news?
Yeah.
Okay. So the very first thing that we're going to talk about is Sony reported saying that they're going to increase the game prices for the PS5 to $70.
You play a lot of games, bro?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I sometimes tell myself I'm going to bed, you know, I'm going to get ready for the next day, you know, have my errands ready on the list, prepared. Next thing you know, I look out my window and I see the sun.
Yeah, it happens to all of us, I think, you know. And have you pre-ordered your next gen console?
I have not. I'm waiting to see if there's any minor bugs or glitches that most consoles come with. I mean, I don't want to say that not every console is perfect, but sometimes, you know, first release takes speed bump.
Yeah, I think when a new console comes out, we've talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that go into that, which is price, available games, and then also the bugs that come along with a system. And generally there are. I don't think there's ever been a release where like there hasn't been a few pickups along the way. Now, the new price of $70 a game isn't super surprising. I know like with any next gen system, there's going to be a price bump, but $70 is a little much for me, honestly.
Like that. Getting told that there's a lot of echo and it's hard to understand.
Well, is it because one of the only way I can see it?
All of this, it's not even my mic's not connected.
But the mic from the computer?
No, this isn't gonna, it's not
Oh,
picking
right.
anything.
What about your phone?
That's off.
Well, then I don't know what to do.
Be louder.
Louder? Is that what we want to do?
I don't know. Does that help?
Does that help?
Just set it to one though.
Yeah, thank you. Set it to one, that will be fine. Is he saying better? Or is he saying it's
I don't
not
know. If when he lets me know, I'll let you know. But okay, so you were talking about the $70 a game, how that's going to impact it.
I mean,
It's about a $10 increase.
it's about $10 increase, which doesn't sound like much, but honestly, when you so many games come out at the same time, and it just depends on what you're into. But I mean, honestly, I buy like 4 games at a time.
Yeah.
And so 2 games, $140. That's gonna add up going forward. I think that the thing is that like you have. I just bought a gaming computer. I've had one in the past, but I bought a newer one.
Yeah.
And it just makes you really wonder. The only thing that keeps me on console is the fact that, one, it used to be that you couldn't cross-platform games.
Yeah.
Now you can.
Yeah.
2, the exclusives to those systems. So I would play a lot of the Sony exclusives, which why I would get that. Honestly, I justify buying an Xbox just to play Halo.
No.
So I don't even really mess with it. But you can buy Halo on the computer.
Yeah.
So it just seems to me that like as time goes by, the consoles don't have a reason to be around, especially
That's
with
true.
things like Game Pass or PlayStation Plus that you can now play on the go.
Well, look, I have Xbox games on my computer, so that way I can, from Game Pass. But I don't know if I can justify, because that was the big thing we were talking about, Xbox or PlayStation. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to get the new PlayStation because my PlayStation's more outdated than my Xbox. But if there's going to be a jump in game prices, and I have 2 kids that always want different games, like, I don't know if I'm about to do that.
Yeah. What about that?
Nintendo.
That's fair.
And I think my favorite response to that question.
Yes, video games have shifted a lot more now. I would say some games are including maybe 50% of like completion, and then adding that other 50% by using downloadable content. So, for example, you're buying a video game and you're only getting, the buns first, and then they release the egg and then cheese and then bacon little by little. I could see video games being $70 be a little too expensive for most consumers, especially those who play like Call of Duty is being released like once a year, I think. Like each generation Call of Duty.
Yes and no, it depends because it depends on if you're only playing the one franchise. So like they have Black Ops, which will release, and then like 6 months later, the new Modern Warfare will release. So they generally release about 2 to 3 a year. So that's where it gets complicated.
Yeah. So there's always this war that I see. People are trying to jump from one game to another, and then they're trying to keep themselves updated. I can see why many people moved over to computer games because everything is almost on a budget, but also free, and you're only upgrading your computer parts like once a year or 6 months. And there's just little things here and there.
Even then, you could probably I have a NVIDIA GTX 1070, and it's an old chip, but I don't see myself getting anything better for at least 2 years. It's only if I want to stay like at 1080. I don't really need if I wanted to go to 4K. That's a whole another ballpark. And that's the thing is, you could buy a 4K chip and probably stay there for like 2-3 years before, unless you absolutely want to have that elevated experience and go into like 6K. And even then, like that's like a whole nother thing. Your graphics card is just going to cost you $1,000 plus. You're going to have to get the newest processor, which is another $500-$600. So, the good thing is there are those options, which is what drives me insane about console as of late, because it's not like the consoles are the greatest thing to buy as far as like keeping your frame rates or your graphics high. So I think they're going to be obsolete a little bit.
Our Switch probably gets more use than anybody else. I'm laughing because Josh just said it's your fault for the sound.
How is this my fault?
I'm actually agreeing with Josh.
How are you agreeing with Josh?
I always agree with Josh every now.
Bullshit.
Hi, Josh. Okay. Anywho, so that's our new thing with the consoles. I mean, you're saying that you're going to switch more to computer-based.
I think so. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm probably still going to get a PlayStation 5, but it's not like super high on my list. Honestly, my next thing is to get a better graphics card.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend $500 on that, knowing that it's going to last me a lot longer and get me way more of what I need than actually buying something that we're not going to get a new console for another 10 years. And it's not going to be as good as something I can build on a computer for probably cheaper.
So we're going to go ahead, and I think we can move past that. I think we've covered $70 games.
I don't have much more to say with that.
Okay, well then that's good. So our next topic is, I know, one that you're super excited about.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen Kim's Convenience at all? The show?
Do you know what that is?
I do.
Okay.
God damn it, Carlos. God damn it, leave the podcast. No, don't.
That would make it weird, or the normal. So, but one of the Kim's Convenience stars appeared on The Mandalorian.
If you guys don't know what Kim's Convenience is, you're missing out. It's on Netflix, Carlos. I expect you to watch it next time I see you. It is. I will. I will follow you home.
And I will watch it tonight.
Thank you. And I feel like I'm punishing somebody.
I'll be sure to make coffee right now before I go home.
We just got a glimpse of what Frank would be like as a dad.
It's true.
He'd be like, you will watch this?
Yeah, man, you will watch this? Like, if I find out, like, my kid, which would be impossible. My kids never watched Star Wars, like, ever. But let's say I found out, like, they've been faking watching Star Wars and they're, like, 12. Oh, I would, like, disown them. It would be a problem.
I have to tell you about one of my favorite memories of my daughter when she was, like, 5 and she stayed home from kindergarten. And she wanted to watch Star Wars, and I was like, all about it. Yeah. So we started at episode 1. We did them that way and got through them. And so day 2 of her being
the worst
sick.
way possible, of course, yeah.
You know what? I don't care. So that's how we did it. And my mom came home, and the second day she was sick, and at that point, we'd watched the first 6 movies. And my mom was like, so how was it? Or can you explain it to me? She's like, there's a lot that happened. You just need to watch it yourself. And that was my daughter when she was 5. And so, yeah, no, the Star Wars is big in our house. So she's been excited for The Mandalorian.
Which,
yeah.
Before we skip over it, Kim's Convenience is a great
Yeah.
comedy show about a Asian Canadian family that, Asian Canadian family that they Korean Canadian. There we go. I was like, I know I'm missing something. Korean Canadian, and just their experience about living in a store and running that, and just kind of trying to balance life in a store, and their family experiences. And it's a great show, super funny.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main characters that plays the dad, Sung Hil, was in The Mandalorian. Have you watched The Mandalorian? Yeah. Okay, I haven't seen episode 2 yet. The episode that he comes out in. So I need to watch it. I don't care about spoilers. You can tell me, it's not gonna bother me. But
It's gonna bother you.
No, it's not gonna. Oh, now I'm really excited.
That's what Frank's going to be watching later.
For sure. But he was the fighter pilot in the Mandalorian episode. So, but he plays a dad, a very proud Korean dad, first generation to Canada in Kim's Convenience, and now he's in the Mandalorian as a fighter pilot. And I'm excited to see it. One of my favorite Netflix shows is coming together with my favorite Disney Plus shows, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But as you guys have told me, it's amazing. You guys
I enjoyed it. Okay, so I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to watch it again because I may have had some candies before I watched it and didn't fully enjoy it as much as they were good candies. And so it's one of those ones where me and Disney Plus, candies are always involved, which is why I almost always end up watching Disney fairy tale weddings. We've talked about this. I have a problem.
I'm sorry, what? You can do that?
Watch Disney.
Oh, like on YouTube?
No. Okay, so Disney Plus, I know we're excited and we're going off the thing. Disney Plus has a show called Disney Fairy Tale Weddings, and I hate wedding shows because I'm not a huge wedding person. Yeah. And so it's an entire show based on people having their weddings at Disney locations and all the planning, and it's freaking magical. Like, I've been joking about it, and that's where my boyfriend keeps going. He's like, am I going to have to save up to marry you at Disneyland? And then I'm like, we're not getting married, so it's fine. But Disney Plus I like Disney Plus. It's been great. like, you can go from Star Wars to weddings in front of a castle and riding in a carriage. Now I want to be a fucking princess.
I mean, that sounds awful, but if I'm going to get married, then might as well be a carriage.
It sounds like, they're gonna have their speeches done at the Splash Mountain.
Okay, so the thing is kind of cool.
That would be having the ultimate GT, like Vegas style, but Disney style wedding. I
know. Like, I'm like, okay, if I'm doing this, I'm going all out. I just realized that there's swans in front of this. Okay. No candies today. Just me being an idiot. But like
candies means infused marijuana candies.
Oh,
Stop acting like a child and saying candy.
I'm not saying candies. But now you made me forget. Oh, like not all the weddings are super Disney vibe. Like one of them was like the couple was like super into hockey, and so they actually got the Stanley Cup to be in the middle of their reception, which
not all of them are at Disneyland.
They're at Disneyland, but that doesn't mean the wedding looks like Disney. Sometimes
if I'm getting married at Disney and Mickey Mouse doesn't do the vows, I'm gonna be upset. Why spend the money? That sounds stupid.
Okay, so have you seen the Rose Garden next to the Disneyland Hotel?
No.
It's so pretty. So pretty. I don't even like roses. I don't like roses and I don't like weddings. And if I ever do this again,
I don't like any of this, but I have to watch it on TV show.
Oh my gosh. You don't like. I get so like I'm sitting there like they're walking and I'm like I don't understand. I'm crying. It's a bad thing. It's magical.
Okay, why are we talking about this?
Because we're talking about how much I love Disney Plus, and you know me that I go off. But you have to watch The Mandalorian.
Yes, I will watch that too.
Anybody who hasn't seen Kim's Convenience, you have to watch that. You're the one that introduced me.
I will show up at your house, and we'll watch it together. So
I feel like when I watched it with you the very first time I saw it, and I feel like you weren't watching the show, you were watching my reactions.
Okay, why are you putting how creepy I am on the podcast?
They know how creepy you are. I don't understand why you think
Yeah,
this is a thing that is new.
when I show somebody something, I like to watch their reaction. That's what I don't show them for their enjoyment. I show my enjoyment.
But I understand. Do you do that with people?
No, for each Super Smash Brothers character announcement, I like to watch people's reaction. Like one of my favorite reactions that I like watching of is a person named Erika, who he watched every announcement that was related to Nintendo, and the most popular one was Super Smash Bros.
Okay.
So seeing his reaction to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was amazing. You know, it's all excitement. You know, it's everybody's reaction to. You know, everybody's jumping or going crazy because we were waiting. A lot of people were waiting for a moment, and a lot of people were waiting for a certain character to be released. So I can see people enjoy reactions because it's like reliving that you have that reaction.
Yeah. Like I do that when I take people places. I like seeing them.
Whole YouTube channels they're dedicated to like people's reactions.
Yeah.
And so why do you think I said it made you creepy by saying you watched my reaction?
I'm insecure about the things I do. Why are we?
That's fair.
Why are we being like therapists?
Okay, we're gonna get out of that mode. And next we're talking about Umbrella Academy, which is a thing that's been a weird topic for me and Frank.
Yeah. Do you watch Umbrella Academy? No. What? Oh, Carlos!
I am playing
Leave
video games.
the podcast.
So we started off with where he knew. So, but Umbrella Academy,
Great show.
it's another great
If
show.
you don't watch both of those, I will punch you. I will die in the next 45 minutes. Punch you for the rest
Even
of
his
your
health is
life.
accurate.
It's very true.
And I watch Harry Potter films too. I'm still currently
What?
in prisoner.
You work here. You
I-
work here.
My father trained me to watch Lord of the Rings. I grew up to Lord of the Rings. However, I only watched the two Potter movies. So there's only, I don't know if there's a
Yeah,
third
you watch
one.
like the newer kind of shittier ones.
Pretty much.
He trained you to do one thing.
And
And
then
you
do it right.
didn't do it all correct.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
You're so lucky you're not Link. 'Cause if you would have done one class wrong, you just like, whew, just, I'm sorry. What?
I still have to finish the vlog.
Okay.
God damn it, Carlos! Why are we here? We finally found
Very funny.
the one person that pisses me off more than
I know, I'm
you.
loving
I know,
it.
you're getting a vacation. This is all she has to deal with.
I purposely.
This referred to Conehead. Be like, what's a Conehead?
This is what 6 days a week feels like.
I also, so this is the thing, is Frank was trying to get me to watch Umbrella Academy for the longest time,
Great show.
and it is a great show, but I also will put stuff off because it annoys him, and so I didn't watch it until I was home, and then I put it on, and then I couldn't stop watching it. It's such a great show. So there's a character in the second season that they're trying to see if there's going to be able to find a way to bring it back in the third season, which if you watch it, it is the character Raymond Chestnut.
We just ruined the whole thing for him. Now he doesn't have to watch it. You just told him the whole thing.
It's not that he's a story. There's a lot of storylines. If that ruined it for you, you shouldn't be watching it in the first place.
Umbrella Academy is, it's not a movie you're thinking.
No. Oh. A different umbrella.
You haven't seen Resident Evil either, Carlos?
I played the game, but
I
not.
love those
That's fair.
games.
Those movies are kind of, they're good
The
for
first
sales.
one's
They're
good.
very like, yeah, the first one's pretty cool because it's very like correct to like the genre and like what it is.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, the rest get pretty out of hand. But
Yeah, they get weirder and weirder as
yeah,
it
she
goes.
basically becomes a superhero for no fucking.
I mean, for lots of reasons.
Well, for lots of reasons, but it seemed like they were like, well, what's the next one? Give her another superpower. Okay.
On my life to go. It's like having a bad day. Here's another superpower. Having a
That's
superpower. Here's another
There's
superpower.
also cost them millions of dollars to create terrible movies.
I Did I ever tell? So okay, so Resident Evil. Now that got brought up,
We didn't finish the
I know
first
we're gonna come back to this Resident Evil. So funny story. My mom and my dad don't like scary movies, and I was watching that movie with them. And do you remember the first scene when he's in his sister's office in the glass wall, and like the music stops and everything's at peace, and then like the zombie sister virgin, whatever, and he slams up against the window. Well, my mom and dad had both finally calmed down. My dad kicked back the couch and slammed it into the wall and caused a dent in the wall. And my mom, who curses when she gets scared, said my favorite string of curse words that I've ever heard in my life. Shit motherfucking cunt son. Wait, shit motherfucking cunt whore son of a bitch. I remember that since high school.
To tell this story.
I know, I bring it up to her all the time. And I'm like, you remember that time when you said shit motherfucking cunt whore son of a bitch? And it's my favorite. And you've met my mom. My mom is.
She's a nice lady.
She's such like a calm.
Yeah.
Works in a library, and that's what comes out of her.
Well, I mean, scare somebody enough.
That's the only things I want to say, I say when I get scared. That's my line. But anyway, Umbrella Academy.
Great show that Carlos has to watch.
You were saying you don't want to see Ray's character come back.
No, he's dumb. He's super. Okay. Let's say, Carlos, you get married. She's a great woman.
It's also
You're
the
engaged.
It's the
We're in
50s.
the 50s.
It's
So
the
lots
50s.
of racism. It's important to the story, and I'm just making it weird. So, also, you're black now.
Anyways, so you get married. She's the love of your life, and then you find out she has superpowers and is a time traveler. Do you shun her, or you're into it?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is my thing. I think it takes him it only takes him a day to process.
Also, he's think about it afterwards. Even when he does quote unquote process.
He even says that he loves her, but he needs to stay for
Yeah,
something
but
else.
okay, that was the
he
only part that was like
handles it reasonably.
redeeming. No, he like freaks out and then he like is really weird about it. And then even when he does like accept it, he's still very skeptical about all the people that like are coming in with. You didn't meet any of her brothers before, and there's like 5 of them all of a sudden. But he treats them like if they're like competing male in his like.
Well, because she didn't know. Okay, if you were married to a black woman and all of these white men keep showing up in the 50s and they're her brothers.
Wow, that's racist. You don't think black people can have white siblings?
In the 50s, would you have been like, oh, this seems normal? You would have been like, what the fuck did I get myself into? So I think he handles it reasonably when you look at his character and everything like that. Is it ideal? No. But is it a completely like understandable response? I think absolutely. And I like his character. I like how he is very sweet with her and through it. So I kind of do hope that they find another way to bring them back.
He's a dick. I think leave him in back.
We have very different opinions on dating guys, which we've had. We were playing a game. It was Fuck, Marry, Kill, and what was the one? It was Fred Flintstone, Fry from Futurama, and The Flash. And if you had to pick who you would want, and me and Frank, this was an argument that lasted days.
Yeah.
Actually,
And that's between us. Like we posted it, put it out there in the ether, and like a ton of people had different opinions. But one thing always was consistent was people would always kill the Flash.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to kill there's a lot of people that they were like, oh, maybe I fuck the Flash.
Yeah, that was the only other
It was
alternative.
Flash, but nobody wanted to marry the Flash. They either wanted to fuck him or kill him. And then, but a lot of people either wanted, so my thing was I would marry Fry, kill Fred, and fuck the Flash. Because, I mean, if he's coming in with that kind of speed, I'm all about it. But you said that you wanted to marry Fred.
Only because Fry was the other alternative.
But he's just so sweet. And Fred's a chauvinistic pig.
I mean, yes, you're not wrong. But I just, I guess in the way that I don't know why I have to defend this. I thought we were done with this. But the way I look at it is, yeah, Fry is a very sweet guy and a dude I would probably want to kick it with all the time. But if I'm thinking long term, Fred's the man with the plan, usually. First of all, very rude that you're not even analyzing. You're just going off the bat. Lots of judgment there.
Fred's an idiot too, but he's a sweet idiot.
Can't be a sweet idiot. You can't be what? What?
I would rather be with a sweet idiot than a guy that treats me like crap.
He didn't shoot woman in the crowd.
I think he did.
I think you think he did.
I think most girls think he did.
I think.
This is a-
I think we had this discussion.
We had this
and
exact
realized that
discussion.
it's not
Okay,
even-
actually, really good point. So Rob pointed out that the way you explained Umbrella Academy is pretty much the same plot of Bewitched, of finding out like his wife has secret superpowers. And he says Darren in 64 wanted control over his wife. But today she would get to be a real person and just kind of be different. So you have to think about the time that everything takes place. And you brought up that sci-fi was really big during that time, but I'm thinking that a lot of people still didn't, it wasn't still a very as popular as it is now.
I know it's very fair.
But I do
Very
completely
true.
think, thank you, Rob. I'm thinking Rob.
Rob, me and you are cool, man. Okay.
So I don't know. That's an interesting. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens in the third season, especially with the twist that came at the very end, which I don't want to give away if somebody hasn't seen it, because that's setting up a whole new season.
Yeah, don't ruin this for Carlos.
Now go watch it.
Now I have the prologue.
You have so many things to catch up on.
Leaving you with homework.
I already know enough.
All right. So next thing on the list is Catwoman teased to be part of Snyder's DCEU, and this is, I know you're really big into the Snyder.
Yeah. It's gonna be freaking crazy, man. Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So like, I had no clue. I don't think anybody had like an inkling that this was gonna be involved in. Are you messing around with DC? Yeah. Okay, so
I've
It
never
still
watched,
sounded
I
like
just never watched the Justice League movie because I heard a lot of backlash from it. So I pretty much, like, if I hear a lot of bad things, I'm not going to watch it.
okay.
Other than The Room.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. A good call. But yeah, I think the Justice League was what it was, and it just wasn't good. I would still watch it if you have something, if you have something, you're not doing anything to come on.
between all the other homework that you've been given.
Yes, don't put this in front of the other stuff. But the Snyder Cut is something I'm really excited for, and I think a lot of people are really excited for it because they saw that first movie, and to see what the potential could be. So far, everything I've seen looks amazing, and for them to be adding a whole new character is gonna be great. It can be either really, really good or really, really bad. But I think the way that they kind of set up Batman, I mean, they set up like a Jason Todd-esque throw into it. We don't know if that's what it is. I would assume that's what it is. And so I think just throwing Catwoman into the mix wouldn't be bad for the story. I think it just shows us that there's going to be a lot more in this movie or a lot more was cut out from the original than we thought. Or maybe they're just adding it because now they have the time and
Maybe.
the budget to do that.
So one of the things that just came up is which Catwoman, and then I got no Anne Hathaway or Halle Berry. So
Yeah, I mean that Halle Berry one. That whole movie was awful. Like I just don't even understand like why DC would license out or why Warner Brothers would license out that character knowing that it was so far removed from what it was. They have to prove everything that happens when it comes to those characters, and that was weird. Anne Hathaway, I don't think she did a bad job for the movie she was in. That movie was awful in general.
yeah.
Like,
So I guess right now is the suggestion that's come up is Carla. I can't say this last name. Gugino?
Regina,
Nope.
call her Cochina.
She was in Sucker Punch and The Watchmen, but they're thinking she would be a good choice for Catwoman.
I don't know who she is, but honestly, I'm pretty open to whoever they put in that role. Honestly, it'd be pretty cool.
I'm excited because somebody said get Michelle Pfeiffer or somebody with that attitude. I don't know about Michelle Pfeiffer now.
No. Yeah, that's fair.
So somebody with that attitude, but they're saying that she could pull off the Selena Kyle personality. So, and she's about the same age to sell the romance to Ben Affleck.
I mean, that's fair because Ben Affleck is like an older dude, or that version of Batman is an older Batman. I just think it's weird because they do kind of set up the whole Batman and Wonder Woman romance.
It's Batman. He has romances with everybody.
I mean, yes and
He's
no.
a floozy.
He's not though.
He's a floozy for show.
He's a fake floozy.
He's a floozy for show.
Because he only pays women to like hang out with him, and then he like ditches them half the time.
Why can't I get that in my life?
You can. It's called being a sugar baby. Being a sugar baby? Yeah, that's a
I
great
think
one.
I'm too old to be a sugar baby.
Sugar mama, that's a different thing.
That's
I
yeah,
was,
then I'm the one I would need to have the
You
money.
need to have the money, yeah.
I'm excited to see who they pick to fill in for that role because I do like Catwoman. I want to see a better Catwoman than we've seen.
I mean, why am I forgetting her name? And Michael Keaton in Tim Burton's Batman.
I don't know her name.
It's gonna bug me. But she was by far the best Catwoman. I mean, just as far as like how it went in that entire movie, they could have easily done a Catwoman spinoff just based off of that movie. Like that's how good that was. And I mean, they really kind of. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes.
I was like, because when you said he didn't know, and I was like, was it not her? Was I confused about my life? Okay.
No, you know, I had Nicole in my head, and I kept wanting to say Nicole Kidman, but I'm like, no, it's not Nicole Kidman.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see her come back, especially that they said that. Why am I forgetting names all of a sudden? Michael. Is it Michael?
Michael Keaton.
Yes, Michael Keaton. And I literally just said his name, like not even.
Yeah.
I know.
This is going well.
I had work today. Michael Keaton has already been confirmed that he signed on for an HBO show to play an older Batman in a Batman Beyond series. So it would be kind of cool to see her come back, kind of as a throw to that, you know.
That would be really cool to see them together again.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. I think that's what those movies need right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they need a little bit more fun.
Marvel does a good job of really pulling you in on the nostalgia. You know, even just seeing Stan Lee in every single one of those movies is a big heart pull.
Yeah.
And I think if we were to see more of that in the DC films, it would really kind of help us be more forgiving.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you think? Because that's the big thing is people are pushing that Deadpool replaces Stan Lee as a cameo from going forward. Are you on it?
I think it's a good one, just because Deadpool is known for making cameos in comic books already. Yeah. So.
Well, and just the way that they've done the character since Ryan was taking it, that I think it would just be fun.
Also, they've already done like a digital version of Deadpool, so if Ryan Reynolds dies, it's fine. We're good. By the time he does die, we can just we'll just turn his brain into a computer, and we'll get one of those Elon Musk brain chips and just put him in his brain, and then just turn him into only AI, and we'll have Ryan Reynolds forever.
Yeah. Okay, but because we were talking about Batman, did you guys have a chance to see the $30,000 Batmobile clock?
I did.
That's pretty much just for people that have Bruce Wayne's money already.
Or the Batman card.
Well,
I know, right?
But so Cross Studios made this Batmobile. It's not diamond encrusted like you think it should be, but it is really cool looking. I'm not gonna lie. It does, and it's just like the dials on top. It
was a bit underwhelming for the price that I saw.
Yeah, no, I would think that's something you can get for like $30 at Target.
For $30,000, I'm gonna be able to drive the Batmobile once.
But they're only making 100 of them. That's I think why they're trying to be like, look at me, get this.
That's so cool. That's a brand new Honda Civic. I'm
they're not even that much.
$28,000.
Are they?
Yeah, about.
I never pay attention to Honda Civics.
They're great cars. Wow! Thanks for the Honda sponsorship, Stephanie. Thank you, Ned. Honda. They're never gonna come get us.
Change my mind. Honda.
Great bid. That'd be so funny if a helpful Honda guy just popped out of nowhere.
Dude, that would make my life.
Stephanie, I hear you guys are trying to put a podcast today. Help a Honda wants to help you out by never giving you the money, and they slam your face with a laptop and like.
You always take it to a dark place.
Always.
And driving off with a car.
Oh, actually, Rob brought up another point though. Michelle Pfeiffer is locked into Ant-Man.
Well.
Remember what she plays?
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I like her in that.
I did too. Have you watched Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm about to berate you for something else. No, yeah, she did a really good job in Ant-Man, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I almost think she did better than Nicole Kidman in Aquaman, which is only weird to me because, like, she was, like, hot as the mom and then got hotter, like, 30 years later or whatever when she was like an adult. I'm like, what is happening?
Well, you
What
were
are they- what's in
talking
that
about
water?
this the other day when we were talking about Halloween. And what's her name? You said, how is she hotter now? Oh, why?
Maybe I'm just really into like older.
I just learned so much about you. If you have gray hair, talk to Frank.
It's true. I'm not denying.
I know. I'm just picturing like I'm gonna get an angry letter from Honda, and you're gonna get some silver fox to message you.
Yeah, Jimmy Lee Curtis. Oh my God, all the way.
They're not gonna message you. They're gonna hand you a beeper. That's how y'all are gonna.
You know,
They're gonna hand me a beaver. Like I can't
that
share.
would be like, I wonder why you turned into a drug dealer from the 90s. All of a sudden,
Wow, that's gonna be my Halloween costume next year.
a drug dealer from the 90s.
Yeah.
That's actually
Yeah,
pretty.
drug dealer. I have to go buy some new ice. That's the right word. That's the chain that they wear. It's gold.
You gonna keep this going?
Really bad clone. And like some sweat.
Axe?
But like, no, not worse.
What's worse than Axe?
Whatever you buy in the alleyway of LA. Like that they hand you out and they're like, toca, 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 like one of those.
How?
Toca, toca, toca. That's how you know you. Like, touch, 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 touch. No?
I was thinking cologne from Kohl's.
Hey, I bought some good cologne at Kohl's, bro. Like,
Actually, yeah, Kohl's is up their cologne game.
yeah, a lot. Man. Damn it, Carlos. What are you doing?
What's Kohl's now?
I buy my cologne from Sephora.
Kohl's, I got your bag.
I have a weird love of Sephora right now. My eyelashes are magnetic. Don't even get me started. I'm turning into a girl. Okay.
So many jokes. Not enough time. What's the next subject?
Next subject, Wizarding World of Harry Potter. 10 years later, they say they're still not done and they're going to be adding some more things to it.
I'm really happy. I've never gone. I want to put that up there. I have yet to go, but I've seen lots of pictures and I've only heard it's really small.
So this one's actually referring to the one in Orlando.
God damn it.
I want to go so bad because their train goes between two parks. So in Orlando, there's actually two separate parks that they have. And the train, in order to go on, I guess you need a ticket to both to go between their two, Hogsmeade and then I forget the other end of it. If it's Hogwarts, I think maybe it's Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. So that's really cool. I've gone to the Wizarding World in Hollywood's Universal Studios, and it was so much fun, especially having kids that are in the age of loving Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, and they were running around. We bought so many fucking chocolate frogs.
I'm sure that was. Are you
So
upset?
many. Because this is what happened: is they would take a bite of it, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I just really wanted the card," and then I'm sick with like 10 frogs that all have like a leg missing. I phrased my kids wrong. I just realized it.
It's fair. If I would have handed my mom back a half-eaten chocolate,
Yeah.
would have gotten beat.
No, they put it in the cupboard. We have a cupboard of like snacks, and then I just remember opening half-eaten chocolate frogs. It was a weird moment in my life.
Great.
My kids don't like candy that much, so maybe I'm doing okay. He's on board.
You're saving your kid's trip to the dentist.
Diabetes runs in the family. They don't need that shit.
I ran out of water. I'm just mining this.
Do you want my water? I did not drink it.
Cool.
I've been drinking this
Cool.
because it's delicious. Okay. So have you been to the Wizarding World?
I have not.
God damn it, Carl.
You can't say that. You haven't done it either. Okay.
The last time I've been to Universal Studios was before they closed down Jurassic Park.
No, Jurassic Park's still there.
Jurassic World.
Oh, now it's Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
I miss E.T. as a ride.
Well, I was unable to go on that ride before they shut down. Yeah.
I miss E.T. I miss, I guess Backdrop isn't there anymore either.
That ride's evil. It's not even a ride. It's just a room with fire. It's just a room with fire.
Here.
Fire! Incendio! If I would have burned my hand on that one, I would have laughed a lot. That would have been very funny.
Okay, what was the other one? Back to the Future? Did you ever see the Back to the Future?
I've just seen the videos on YouTube. I've never been on
I love Universal growing up. That's like
It was a different place. I mean, they had like that giant Nickelodeon themed area where you could do a bunch of cool stuff. They had a bunch of the shows that were very interactive. I'm glad they haven't got rid of Waterworld.
oh my
Like
gosh.
that was, I would lose my mind. I would
we watched that show, and then my kids wanted to
Have you
watch
guys-
the movie.
Have you guys seen Hereditary?
No. Wait, yes, I have.
Yeah, that scene where that lady loses the child.
Uh-huh.
That's me crying about when they remove Waterworld.
So yeah, no, I think if Waterworld goes, I'm signing a petition. I will.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I will dress like the evil bald dude every day and go down and
I'm all for that actually, because I just want to see that happen
Yeah.
now. Can you just do that anyway?
Yeah.
All right. I want to see that happen. Universal still has my favorite Halloween haunted houses.
we do okay. That'd be great.
I have more fun there than I do at Knott's.
Really, I have more fun than Knott's.
You know, okay, so last time I went to Knott's, it was with my ex-husband and my sister and her then boyfriend.
They ruined.
Maybe it was them, because the last time I went to Universal, it was with my dad, because my dad grew up hating haunted houses. And then I took him, and then he was like, "We're drinking beers," and he bought me beer, and we're walking around the whole time being like, "My daughter brought me to see haunted houses." I'm like, "You're ridiculous," but we had a blast. It was fun. That's not. I think that's a good day. It's how I hang out with my dad.
It is. It's just a very one-dimensional story.
It's a very one-dimensional story. There was drinking in haunted houses, and I was good.
Well, it depends on who you are with.
Yeah.
That's fair. I scream like a little girl no matter who I'm with. So it's the same experience for
Well,
me.
we're supposed to go to haunted houses when they open up again, and we're gonna wait. Are we dressing up as Ghostbusters or Mystery Incorporated?
We can do both. We don't gotta do one.
Are you Velma or am I Velma?
Well, we both wear glasses, so we can both be them. And we can just go around the haunted house pretending to lose our glasses the whole time.
I'm all about this, like.
It's just a bunch of like, is that you, Scooby? And like, we're just like grabbing people. I mean, eventually when COVID's over. But, you know.
Why do I feel like I need to say that I do not condone you grabbing people randomly in a haunted house?
But you do, because you're going to do the video.
That's true. I'll hold the camera, then I'll deny it. Okay. Our last thing that we're going to talk about for Nerd News is going to be the fact that Johnny Depp is leaving Fantastic Beasts 3. Have you seen any of the Fantastic Beasts?
God damn it,
Have you
Carlos.
seen any of the Fantastic
It's not about me, it's about Carlos. Movie's kind of
They're good.
It's pretty cool. Right?
This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. I'm going to rant about this in the Harry Potter Cafe. It's important. Don't patronize me. But it just wasn't the prequels that anybody wanted.
I enjoyed them.
You set up the movie. You've seen the first story, which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're unique. You need to watch the rest of them, but you kind of get the whole point. They really set up this world, and all you hear is, "Oh, back in the day when these people set up this school, they were amazing. They were amazing, and we want you to know more about them." And never once do they go back and explain anything about them.
Well,
Not once.
Fantastic Beasts is about the guy who wrote one of the textbooks. It's not about
It's
him.
about a guy, a professor that wrote a
He wasn't a
textbook.
professor.
Even worse, I want to know about the wizards that created the school. That's what I want to know.
That would be another
I want
set
to
of
see
people.
I want to see the dude that was Slytherin that portrayed the other ones, but they were still like, we got to keep Slytherin because he was kind of cool, but also a dick. And I want to see them with their magic animals, and I want to see if I don't see a goddamn Gryffindor one, I swear I will go around flipping tables at every restaurant I see. I
Why is
swear
that
to
your
God,
go-to threat?
because it's inconvenient for everyone.
They're basically asking for a prequel within a prequel.
I could see
But
them
I'm-
creating another series of prequels that covers that story.
That's even the worst thing is that they did this huge world building and did nothing with it. Not a Harry Potter comic book, not a Harry Potter TV series, not a Harry Potter I don't know, mini series. They could have done
Broadway
so
play.
much. One Broadway play. There's one Broadway
Oh,
play
no.
of a story that no one cares about.
Interesting.
Is it? Because you had to say it's interesting like it wasn't.
Nature. Oh,
Just saying. Prove me wrong.
it's interesting. You don't like Harry Potter as much as most
No,
people.
I don't like it because of everything I just said. Like, they did a fantastic job of doing this, creating literally a place where you guys could open up a place that people automatically know what it is.
Yeah.
And then did nothing with it.
I think that it's going to be something that's continual because I like stories that create the world, and then there's going to be more stories that fit inside of it.
10 years. 10 years has been nothing.
There's been the play
Uh-huh.
and the Fantastic Beasts. So that's two different sets of stories inside of this world since the original series.
Okay. Okay.
There's also been a lot of spin-offs and stuff because there's the what is it? It's the stoned version of Harry Potter in Vegas.
That's not.
I know, but I still want to
okay.
see it. I don't
That's
care.
not included in
No,
what
no,
you said.
but I think like it's done a good job of creating a world that people find immersive enough to go into, and then that they're going to keep building other stories around it because now it's like, okay, this is the story. You followed Harry. Now you're going to get to follow other characters inside of this world, kind of how Star Wars does it. Star Wars went through and they have there's 9 movies that follow one family, and then there's the different series and stuff like that that follow
And
other
I
storylines.
totally agree with you, except for the fact that Star Wars actually did that.
But how many years between the first 3
You
and
know, don't you?
no, okay, no, I'm very aware that there was TV shows and other things like that, but there was a lot of years between some of those as well. Okay, so no, actually the TV shows came out, but they were bad.
No, it doesn't matter. The best.
Christmas special was bad.
No, okay.
We don't mention the Christmas special.
But that's the thing is, like, at least he did it. At least George Lucas did it and really did build these. Well, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of bad things that came of it.
Yeah.
But you're going to tell me that every one of us doesn't love every part of that franchise? No, we all do. We all do. And that's the thing that J.K. Rowling just fails to do is doesn't she? Yes, she has the capability of doing what Star Wars did. Yes, Harry Potter easily could be the next Star Wars movie. I don't care what they release.
But I'm also going to add the fact that those books, that whole series of books, all of them are good. Can you look at the first 9 movies of Star Wars and say that all of them are good?
No, that's fair.
Okay, so because
Like I said,
she
the
has,
first 6 are good, but and mind you, George Lucas only had his hand in the first 6.
Yeah,
So
so
the
there's other
last
people that
3,
took over stuff in
but
the
not in the original
No.
trilogy of Harry Potter, which again, different thing.
Yeah. So but I'm just saying, it's. I think that she's creating a world that more stories can go involved into, and it can be something that takes fans over lifetimes. It's gonna be that thing that in 15 years, maybe there's another series that comes out, and it's something that you get to go back through and be nostalgic about and rewatch.
It's cool. I'll hold this grudge till we're like 60, and I'll be like, she didn't do shit. So
That's fine. I think the stories that she created are solid stories. They're books made into movies. Granted, the books are better. I think they give you a lot more detail. They give you a lot more of the internal monologue.
She just has that. My whole point is she hasn't done shit. She's
But
done
what she
okay.
did, what she did well.
I'm not discrediting what she did. I'm just saying.
You're saying that she, okay, you're saying that she needs to do more.
Carlos talk what we're talking
I'm
about.
hoping she follows how Star Wars did the sequel after Episode 6. Like after seeing how The Force Awakens was like an attempt to bring the Star Wars franchise back to life. It did in a way, but it kind of took a toll on the storyline.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
But there's still potential. We just we gotta play the waiting game.
And she's also done a really good job with Pottermore. So she's created an entire online world that's an interactive game that you can go on. You can take quizzes. You can actually be immersive. So she's created different avenues where Lucas created, like, I mean, he started a lot of those things with even doing the toys and that kind of stuff and created avenues that people can follow now. But I think with what she's done, the books that she wrote are all solid books. The movies are all solid movies. Fantastic Beasts, unfortunately, not as great as the originals, but it's going to continue that world that she can add into. I know Nick is in here been putting in that Hogwarts TV show would be cool. I don't think she would do it just because of the quality of what it would come out to.
Are you kidding me? A Hogwarts like Riverdale? I would lose my shit.
I don't think
I
that
would lose
she's
my
going to make
shit.
it into that
I'd be
drama.
So fucking bad. I don't care.
I don't
care.
because I love the
So
Riverdale stuff. I love Sabrina. I love that they took all of those like old Archie comics and have turned it into something. All for it. I don't think Harry Potter would translate into that kind of a drama just because of the
I
characters.
think you don't have to make it as sexy if you don't want it, but I think it totally would. 100%.
Because I think
It's
that
still a school. It still has everyday problems that we see in the. Are you kidding me? I could totally, dude. If they made a Saved by the Bell style Harry Potter show, I'd watch the shit out of that. Are you kidding me?
I kind of don't want that.
See, this is the problem.
I want it to stay
You wanna-
true to the story.
Who
Because
gives
she's
a shit
created.
about that? I want to
You
see
are-
everything. I want to see it all. I want to see.
You want like the reality TV version.
No, I don't.
Oh
But
my
I
gosh.
would watch it. I want. See, this thing is, I think she's too tight knit on the franchise.
I think she's taking care of the franchise.
I
She
think.
doesn't want to see what happens in Star Wars and these movies that people absolutely hate. And then
People don't hate the movies; they hate George Lucas.
but that's the thing is would you want to create something that makes people hate something you create that makes people hate you or have negative things to say about you? Because I think as a creator, one of the things is we're so self-conscious about the things that we put out into the world. She's doing that. Granted, her mouth gets her in trouble, but I think when it comes to the content she's creating, she's making sure that it's good content. And I have to respect that as somebody who creates on my end. So because I wouldn't want to put something out that I feel is half-assed and not the quality that I would need.
I get that, but I just feel like she doesn't even allow the avenue for it.
There's still more stuff coming out though. It's just not as fast as you want it. There's another Fantastic Beast coming out. And that's only, okay, but so one of the things is that because since Johnny Depp's no longer going to be in it, who do you think that they should recast it as? Since you haven't seen it, the original character is played by Colin Farrell, and then at the end it's revealed that it's Johnny Depp. If you have not seen these movies, go watch them. A lot of things that people are coming out that it should be Colin Farrell that comes back and plays that character.
I mean, that I can totally see. Just like to pay a
For
nod to
consistency.
consistency's sake and not changing it up too much. You know, I don't have big issues with this, or I don't have like enough knowledge on this part of the franchise to really comment. But I don't think that it would be. I think that would be the best avenue.
I think the first one was much better than the second one, but I think that they were, if you just kind of look at them as like, okay, this is somebody who wrote a textbook that's referred to a lot in this other series. It is interesting. You get to see this whole other world of magical characters that you wouldn't see any other way. And it is interesting. You get one of the big villains that gets talked about later. So it's just like one part of this world. And so I like it. I'm curious to see what happens in Fantastic Beasts 3. I will probably take my kids to see it in theaters if theaters are a thing.
That's fair. But also, Johnny Depp is going to make a crap ton of
He's
money
still
on
making
this.
all these.
Which makes sense.
Oh.
Oh, your light died.
Oh, because my computer went off. Do you want to turn it on? You're going to touch the keyboard. It should turn it back on. I don't know.
Your computer died.
My computer died.
That's great.
Yay! Oh, you probably hit the top. The power button. I'll do it. I think the guy died.
Because it works can still be seen pretty well. So.
Okay, that's happy hour actually.
Okay. But anyway, Johnny Depp's gonna make a crap ton of money still doing this, considering that it's in his contract to make that kind of money.
Yeah, I guess they only filmed one scene, and he's still gonna make his 5-figure paycheck.
$10 million.
Yeah. Or no, it was 10 million. I just closed it.
I'm pretty sure it was $10 million. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 10 million. Or am I off by like a zero? Is it 1 million?
I don't
I
know.
feel like Johnny Depp's
Yeah,
like a 10 million kind of guy. Right?
probably. I know he's making a huge amount of money because he got to keep his entire paycheck.
I mean, rightfully so. They asked him to leave the movie. That's kind of ridiculous.
Well, okay, that's the other thing is what do you think about the reason that he had to leave the movie?
Well, he had to leave. Okay, so there was a good amount of evidence for him saying that he wasn't being this
Oh,
abusive
his
person.
paycheck here.
And he, even with that happening, he still was found guilty of creating of being abusive.
So the thing was, is he actually was trying to sue the magazine that put all the information out there. That came back that he did not win that case. But I feel like if he sued his ex-wife, that probably would have been a better place to go, other than the magazine that was reporting the information
I
that they
don't
had.
think he's the one that controls who.
Okay. Well, his lawyers made a choice. He lost that case because he was saying that they called him a wife beater, and now there's proof that he did it. But I know a lot of people are trying to sign petitions. There's petitions going around to get Amber Heard off of Aquaman.
Too. You're familiar with Soul? What do you? Well, Warner Bros. Already kind of put out there that they're gonna, or they've said that they probably looking for somebody else. So it's not unheard that they're gonna probably let her go. Which I mean, at this point, I kind of see. I totally understand why. She put out a lot of false information. She made herself look a certain way when it wasn't true, and at the cost of somebody else's career.
Because he lost other jobs for this as well. Because I guess Disney took him off of Pirates, which I don't know how you can replace Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't see that. Especially with all this stuff, like there's been reported times that he would go to the park and even sit in Pirates of the Caribbean and be a part of the attraction for people going through. He fully went into that character, and I don't think that there's anybody that can cover that role.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I think the franchise would probably stop anyways. They probably should have a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch another one.
You are?
Why wouldn't you?
I stopped watching them a while ago.
Oh well then.
Yeah, I don't. Do you watch Pirates of the Caribbean at all? Or any of those?
I just watched the first one,
Okay.
second one.
Damn, Carlos.
I think I've watched 3. I know I watched 3 for sure. I may have watched 4.
That's fine. Honestly, they got kind of lame after a while. No. But that's like Fast and Furious movies. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah. Oh,
They're going to space.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Exactly.
it got brought up about your Fast and the Furious t-shirt again earlier today. The last ride, and that it needs to be made. You're the one who brought that up, so I'm going to bring that up again.
Maybe. Eventually.
It's on the list. All right. Well, we're kind of at the end.
Yeah.
But what we try to do, as I didn't prep you for this one, sorry. I'm setting a timer. I have 2 minutes of questions that I'm going to ask you. It's just 2 minutes. And it is a long time. They're not trivia questions, so I'm not going to trivia you out. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes and I want first response that you can come up with. Game?
Game.
All right. There we go. All right, I'm starting the timer. And so the first question is, if you could be any animal, what would it be?
Ow.
Oh, that was quick. Okay. What is one of the things that you would put on the top of your bucket list?
Travel the world.
Okay. Who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Why?
Because he's really funny. He's very adventurous. He's pretty a little bit in the middle of the racer's edge. Like, do I take the leap or do I not? Because he's trying to balance his life out, especially with per year of. I know he's going to school and he has, his love of his life, but he's also a superhero.
Who do you admire the most? I love this. Okay. What's your favorite summer activity?
Stay at home, play video games with the AC on.
Sounds fair. If a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be?
Metal.
Who would play you? I like how this is the one that stumps you.
Who would play me? Christian Bale.
I like where you went with this. If you could be any flavor of ice cream, what flavor ice cream would you be? Okay. Who's your favorite cartoon character?
Very tough.
That's a hard question.
Very cartoon character.
Mm-hmm.
Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Okay. If you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go?
Japan.
Been there. It's awesome. Okay. What's your dream job?
Yeah, hacker.
Okay, I was gonna be like, barista? Where's your place of work?
I'm an engineer for barista and coffee parts.
Oh. Morning or night person?
Night.
All right, and that is time. Not too painful, right? I want to go play video games in the AC.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's cold. I have jackets. I like to bundle. All right.
All right, guys. Well, that's our episode today. So thank you guys for checking this out. Sorry about the technical problems. We're still trying to figure out this travel thing. So hopefully you guys had a good time with that.
And I think next week we're going to be in a shop called Quest again.
Yeah, we're going back to a shop called Quest in Redlands. So tune in for that. thank you, Carlos, for hanging out with us. And check out Platform 909. As you can see, the food's amazing. We've both eaten here before and had drinks here before. And honestly, I anytime I get to come here, it's a joy. It's a great time. So come and check it out here in Chino, California. Follow them on Instagram. I think it's just Chino Health. Sorry. It's just at Platform 909, I think. Yeah, online. So yeah, check them out on Instagram. And thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Bye.
Bye.